Bonjour, je viens de vous voir en classe aujourd'hui. Je voudrais clarifier des choses pour vous et je voudrais vous donner pour la semaine. So I said hello, that I just saw you in class today, and I would like to clarify some things for you and give you your homework for the week. So first of all, we covered quite a bit in class today. Conjugating avoir, which, if you remember, is called the infinitive. If a verb is in its complete unconjugated form, that's called the infinitive. So avoir, to have. There's always going to be a to in front of whatever the verb is when it's in its infinitive. So avoir, to have. And conjugating, just so you fully understand what that is where you have your subjects, your singular subjects, I, you, he, she, it, and then your plural subjects, we, you, plural or formal, and then they, masculine, feminine. So those are your subjects and conjugating, and then you use the correct form of the verb that matches up with those subject pronouns, which we did in class. So j'ai, tu as, elle a, il a, on a, and then plural, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. So if you have a subject like le professeur, I'm just trying to think of a sentence, le professeur, you would replace the il, like the subject il is third person singular, with le professeur. Because if you were to use the subject pronoun, it would be il, he. So that's how you conjugate if you have a noun like that. Le professeur a fait quelque chose. He did something. Let's see, the other thing is if I'm asking you a question like qui a ses devoirs? Who has their homework? Qui a ses devoirs? Qui, again, replaces that third person plural subject pronoun, il, or elle, or on. So, qui a. Subjects and verbs. It's really important that you understand your grammar in English so that we can learn the French quickly and that you understand it, that you really grasp it. You have your nouns and your verbs first. Noun is a person, place, or thing, object. Verb is your action word, or it's also linking you to a descriptive word. So those are nouns and verbs. And then you have your pronouns, which are I, you, he, we, they. Subject pronouns are the first part of the sentence, and then the verb is describing what that subject is doing. So I know that you probably know most of that, but I just want to remind you so that you fully understand your subject pronouns to conjugate, and then your verbs. Let's see, right now we're just conjugating the present tense of verb. So I have a book. We're not yet getting into past tense. I had a book. So just so you know, we're in present tense right now. There's a review for the grammar on page 34. So look over that, make sure you understand. And then vocabulary, there's a review for vocabulary, the chapter on page 35. So take a look at that. It's lined up really easily for you, and it also gives you your masculine and feminine articles. So which is un or une, or le or la, and plural is les, or it's un, une, des, plural. So one way to exercise your vocabulary and learn it quickly is you take a piece of paper, fold it in half, fold it in half again, so you have 4 columns, write your French words in the vocabulary in the first column on the left, and then translate that into English in the second column. Then fold back that first column and test yourself. Write it in French, and again, translate the French into English. Okay, so that's one thing I would like you to do. I know that it takes time, but the only way to learn vocabulary is by really practicing and repeating. So try to do that this week. Your homework, I would like you to, in the book, to do the exercises for avoir. So that's on pages 26 and 27. The exercises 46, 47, 48, 49. Hopefully you did that interview exercise number 44, because I had mentioned we were going to do something with it in class. We did not have time. So if you did it, great. I'm hoping that we can fit it in next week. If you haven't done it, take a look at it. Prepare some questions to interview up here. You can look at the video from last week too to get a further explanation for that. So that's your book, exercises 46 through 49. And then read page 28 and 29 in your book that goes through the episode of the show that we watched, the téléroman. You know, with those characters, they were meeting at the school, and then they saw that there was a competition to try and figure out from clues what is the sister university, and if they could guess where it was and all of that, then they would win a trip to their sister school. So that's kind of what was going on there. So yeah, read through that. Well, review your accents. We went over those a little bit today. That's on page 22 in your textbook. Also, commands on page 20. We didn't go over those much today, but yeah, that's page 20 in your textbook. The commands that I, as a teacher, would use with you. So it's going to be in the plural form or formal form. Asseyez-vous, sit down. Levez-vous, stand up. Levez la main is raise your hand to answer. If it's really noisy in the classroom, I might say silence or faites attention, pay attention, écoutez et répétez après moi, repeat after me. So anyway, there's the list there. Allez is on there. Allez à la porte, allez au tableau, go to the blackboard, go to the door. So, yes, review those. Your workbooks now, your vocabulary grammar workbook, please do pages 10 through 12. Your activities workbook, pages 7 through 10. Hopefully you have time for all of those activity worksheets. In your notebook that I had you get with the 2 subjects, you know, just a divided notebook, I would like you to write down all your vocabulary. I want you to keep track of everything you're learning, so you can refer back to it at any time. In the second part of that workbook, I want you to write down your verbs. And the first one today, avoir. Some of you may have already written it down. Just write the infinitive, avoir, and then I want you to conjugate it with your subject pronouns. Singular on one side, then plural. Je, tu, il, elle, on. Nous, vous, il, elle, plural. So that just, to clarify some of what I want you to have done, I think that's it. Next week is going to be review. So did I tell you on pages 32 and 33, also in the textbook, very, very important that you do those pages because they are preparing you for the tests. There are review pages, test preparation. Make sure you make that a priority. And then obviously do the best you can with the rest of the homework. Just make sure that you're practicing. And then we will have the test the day after class next week. I'll try to get that put up online. Hopefully I can figure that out. And so if you have any questions, please get in touch with me on Jupiter Ed. If you want to have a conversation, if that's easier, message me on Jupiter Ed and I will give you my phone number. So, yes, please, any questions. And come to class with all your questions about all of this because that's the review day. Okay? Well, bonne journée. Have a good day. And à la prochaine. See you next time.